it a bird or is it a plane? One thing for sure that we know is that the eagle has landed. Switch On Network. This is our very first episode and we're extremely excited to have you for the journey. Remember to talk to us. Use that hashtag Switch On Network. I'm joined by fantastic panel. We're going to talk about everything under the sun. We've got Nadim Lukhele as well as a legend of the game, Gould. We're previewing a big fixture. Nadim, it is the Soweto Derby. This is the type of fixture where neighbors remember that ukolete, ushugela, flower, where husband and wife turn on each other, where friends become enemies, but most importantly, where one of the biggest townships that we have comes to a standstill. Soweto. It's either you are black and gold or you are black and white. You decide.
Wow, to black and gold to combat me. And then you say black and white.
Yeah, it's because you chose Chiefs over Pirates. They both wanted you, but it ended up at Naturena. So
Marawang, I black and gold go and then give it to black and white. I need to set up.
Okay, Nadim. So Lungis, let's start, Nadim. Interesting when you look at both teams losing ahead of a Soweto Derby. We always talk about the precursor games heading into the Soweto Derby. People will say form doesn't matter. It's all about what you're able to do on the day. Who is more under pressure? Is it a Pirates team that is chasing for the league title? It seems like the margins are getting quite huge at the moment. Or Kaizer Chiefs that are literally fighting for their lives to maybe try bridge into the top 8?
yeah, I think Pirates are more under pressure because Chiefs have not been fighting. Chiefs, the only thing they're fighting now is fighting relegation. If you look in the log, I mean, Cape Town City can still mathematically catch them, of which for a team like Kaizer Chiefs, it's not been a good season. They fetched Nabi from Tunisia. They thought it's going to bring wonders. Kaizer Chiefs, it didn't work. That just shows that the management of Kaizer Chiefs, maybe they didn't do enough research, either in supporting Nabi or in terms of signing players. But I've been saying that all along on Metro FM that Kaizer Chiefs made a mistake with the kind of signing. They signed so many defenders, but they didn't have proven goal scorers. Sometimes if a team doesn't have enough quality, but if you've got proper strikers, they can hide that. They can try to improve the team. You won't even see your own mistakes. Look at Real Madrid. They've got so many problems, injuries at the back. But the strikers, they've been in the Champions League. They just lost in the Copa del Rey. They are still fighting for the league because they've got deadly strikers. Kaizer Chiefs' inexperience of Kaizer Juna and the management in terms of not signing even a single offensive player in the beginning of the season, it didn't work out for them. But with Orlando Pirates, there was a bit of hope that they can win the league. But now I honestly think they're out of it simply because, I mean, I saw how they played this Kukune. I didn't see a team that was fighting to win the league. I think maybe they might have given up. But if you look at Orlando Pirates also, they've done well this season. They've already won the MTN 8, reached the semi-final of Cup Champions League, reached the final of the Nedbank Cup. Even if they don't win anything from now onwards, it's already been a good season. You can't really fault them that much. Looking with that, Sundowns, a team that is known, is yet to win a trophy. I mean, a cup competition since 2022. Pirates is the same team that have been dominating the domestic trophies. But looking at this derby, Chiefs, if they win, the fans will be so happy because that's the only thing they can do. Because I don't even think they have a chance of winning the Nedbank Cup final.
Hey, Nadim, hey, wabega Real Madrid, wakuluma ne Chiefs.
Yeah.
Look, I'm happy that you really spoke about Chiefs and Real Madrid in the same vein, because if you look at it, yes, they didn't sign players that of the great quality of prolific goal scorers. But if you look at it, Nabi came with something different because you must remember where they come from. And Nabi is a known cup. He puts all these teams that he represents into the cups. If you look at all of the teams that he's been at, he does that. And he's put them in a cup. So maybe he's a cup specialist. Let's not say he's a failure. He's a cup specialist. He's proven. And there's a possibility we can go to CAF. And his mandate was, let me get the team into CAF so he can get the signings that he requires to play the CAF competition. So yes, it's not a great season by the Chiefs fans and the standards of Chiefs.
Yeah.
But now if you look at it, he's gotten the team to a place where last season they were 10th. I know now it's still not
9.
as
And they can
it's better than last season.
They can even be number 15.
Let's say the world ends today.
Yeah.
I mean, it's better than last season.
Yeah.
They're in the cup final, Nedbank, and they possibly could be in the Confederations Cup.
Depending on the results of the game. But also, Nadim, can we be fair for once? Because you are talking about Coach Nazruddin Nabi and the expectation. It is his first season. He's in a different country. It's a different ball game altogether. For the fact that you are able to take a team that people did not give a chance to get to any final, and at least you are in one final, which is the Nedbank Cup. I mean, they had a tough draw in the Carling knockout. You go up against Mamelodi Sundowns, it's always tough. And then they knock you out. But can we then say, can we not be that harsh? If at least he finishes in the top 8, he's able to win the Nedbank Cup, chances are maybe we should give him more space to maneuver for next season.
You remember the linesman who allowed that goal to be scored, Ashid Dupree, needs to be investigated.
No.
Chiefs should not be.
Nadim, leave the ref.
No. The ref is
ref.
the linesman is part of the game. Look, that was a clear offside.
Let's leave him.
Do football rules matter or not?
Yes, they matter.
That was an offside. It was given. The linesman saw it. The problem with me is that Sundowns have the best goalkeeper in Africa.
Gaten McKenzie must come in now. Gaten McKenzie must come in. VAR.
Yeah.
However, as it stands,
Chiefs
is in the final.
Yeah.
They beat.
And I know of a few teams that have won trophies under very, very controversial circumstances.
Chiefs actually, they're in the final. I remember in 2017, they did something that no team in the country has ever done.
What's that?
Lose to an NFD team in the final.
No, it was 2019.
2019.
Yeah,
when Zakhele Lepasa scored that goal for TS Galaxy. No, but that just shows all the Kaizer Chiefs players who are there. Only 2 have won a trophy. Wherever they've been. It's Sereno and Edmison Dove. All the guys who have there, they don't know how it's like to win a trophy. All of them. So we know that they are going to the final to lose to Orlando Pirates.
But I think I'm to do the Shabalala win a shield. With development.
It matters.
No, but it doesn't matter who can go.
Why?
You won a lot of trophies at the junior level and at the senior level. But you be honest that when you win at the senior level, it's different.
It's the taste. That taste of winning and losing, it stays with you, and it's up to the individual to take it to the next level.
So are you trying to justify that the trophies that they've won at the junior level, it amounts to something when they're playing the senior team?
It does. It gives you the taste of losing and winning, because it takes you to the next level to say, okay, actually, we are capable of doing this, and it's not impossible. So that feeling and that drive will then spur you on to influence the next person that's playing with you. Unfortunately, there's too many of them where they haven't really tasted glory. And it's also, you can't really say, just because we haven't tasted glory, we're not going to win something. No. This is the opportunity for them to take it to the next level.
Odds against you, historically, the team that have won a trophy.
Sometimes stats, you must throw the stats out of the window.
Yeah, no, that's true. Especially against Chiefs, because we saw them losing to TS Galaxy. Maybe they can surprise Orlando Pirates.
Wait, but we are too far now. We are into the Nedbank Cup. We need to bring it back to this derby. 3 points at stake in the Bedway Premiership. For Chiefs, you need the points, because now you can't have the likes of Chippa United. Even Amaruma Gallants getting that victory puts them in the conversation of qualifying for the top 8 for next season. Let's talk about that. If Pirates lose, is this the part where they now must compete with all the other teams to at least ensure that they keep that second position? Or can they still push Mamelodi Sundowns to the end?
The way I saw it, from what I saw yesterday, from the coaching to the players of Orlando Pirates, CDC getting a red card, there's nothing that tells me that Pirates are challenging for the league title. There's nothing. I've been watching Pirates every game since the coach was announced early April that he's leaving. I think he has changed his behavior in terms of like how he motivates players. You see him kneeling down. He's not been doing that. I don't even think he looks frustrated anymore when Pirates are conceding or losing. So for me, I just feel like Pirates are no longer fighting for the league title. The best they can do is to be number 2.
This guy has sacrificed so much to be here. He's taken this job on, and firstly they're saying he was a plumber, whatever. Now he's the go-to guy. Now people are crying to say, why is he leaving? This guy sacrificed not being with his family when it's supposed to be family time. He went to Spain for
but it doesn't want to be with his family, because they stay in a nice house in Melrose. He can easily fetch them to
How do you know he doesn't stay in one of the mansions in Barcelona? In Spain?
So he mustn't bring the wife and the daughter, because the problem now, Pirates are suffering because of his wife and the daughter.
Now Pirates needs to compensate the family to say, we are relocating. You must.
No, we're talking about the guy who's getting paid a lot of money, one of the highest paid coaches in the league. So you mean he cannot have Pirates have taken the whole team to Spain in 2 successive seasons just to accommodate him. That's where you see the human part of Orlando Pirates extending and hand on him. He cannot afford his wife and his child to come to South Africa, if that's the reason.
He can't afford it. They can't do it on his budget.
Okay, wait.
No, he can. You know that's not true.
You're talking about his body language after the announcement was made. A lot of people thought that it would actually have an opposite effect on the players to know that the coach is leaving. A lot of players will want to give it their all. They will go for all the competitions under the sun, CAF Champions League included, Nedbank Cup, and ultimately go for the league. Already they've bagged the MTN 8. Do you think it didn't have that effect? It had the opposite effect because people were hoping that it was that thing, Morgan, that was going to spur the team on to say, this coach has believed in me. We've been able to win cup trophies under this coach. Surely we can take it a step further. Do the league. Do the Champions League.
It did have a negative effect. I don't know why Orlando Pirates management decided. They knew that the guy is leaving. I knew in December that the guy is not going to sign his contract. So I don't understand why were they announcing it in April. For me, it looked like there were things behind the announcement. It doesn't look like it was just a random announcement that they decided to look, the team was fighting to win the Champions League, fighting to win the league. They were in a strong position. They were also in a strong position in the Nedbank Cup. I mean, how Pirates beat Marumo Gallants, it was a 50-50 match. No one can say watch that game. Pirates outplayed Marumo. Marumo Gallants were in the game. Ever since that announcement, Pirates have changed. They're not playing the same way. You don't see the same energy and the passion and the organizations that you saw when Pirates beat Sundowns at FNP. Now it sounds like a joke if you can say Pirates beat Sundowns at FNP 2-1 in the league match. That's the kind of Pirates that was before it was announced that he was leaving. For a big team like Pirates to make that decision, if they were expected that is going to be positive, in this case, it was very negative. And you can see now, now one in a position where we don't know. If even the Nedbank Cup final is 50-50, even tomorrow's match, we can't say Chiefs, it's a given Pirates will win that game. Because from what we saw against Kokune, it could as well be...
No, they're reserving the energy. So let me take you also back. Marumo Gallants game. You must remember that Marumo Gallants coach is not just a slouch. Who's a slouch? The coach. I'm just saying he's not a slouch as in...
I saw him pitching Chiefs at FNP, exactly. Right? He's very good.
He's someone that knows his business. And he started to organize them in a way where football is going to be enjoyed. And you need to really work hard to outsmart him to win the game. So that game for me, it was a good game, but it just shows that how Pirates is technically, they're much better than a lot of teams because they're competing at this stage.
Yeah.
And these tournaments that are prestigious and the most wanted for them. How it broke down. They already foresaw that they had the foresight of we are going to do well in the league and we are going to go to the cup final of the CAF Champions League because they created, their bench became quality bench, which is they built depth. Sundowns have the depth. And how much did they rotate their team and how much did they need the other players? They didn't look at that. Sundowns knew over the years, they knew that, okay, Ronald will only play 20 games in the 45 games that we have. Onyango will come in and play. Pirates didn't look at that. They looked at, let's just continue with the same team. And the legs are going. Slowly but surely, the legs are going. I made an example. Sisane, Pepe, young boy. He got injured. Yeah. That's muscle fatigue. That's.
But sorry to interrupt you.
Yeah.
Was it a wise decision, though, playing the same team, not refreshing it in January?
You cannot change something that's not broken. You can refresh and look at how you refresh and play the smart game. Play the kid until the 70th minute. If you see there's nothing that he's going to gain, pull him out. Put someone else that's fresh and that can play the position and can also build the quality that we want on the bench because it's going to be a long season. And this is what they found out. It's a long season for them. And that's where things are starting to wear off. Forget the coach. The coach is one person in a huge technical team. Yes, he's the leader of the bus. However, the guys around it need to know that, guys, this is Pirates. And this is the Pirates way of doing things. Let us install this into the players because we're going to need the players. The coaches come and go. Players come and go. But the structure of Pirates will forever be there.
Also, there was a Saleng situation who we don't know why he's not playing and was not properly replaced. And for me, I feel like this is a season where Pirates challenge for everything. without two of their best players. Because if I look at last season, the two best players, I think that is the best central defender in the PSL. I don't think there's any central defender better than him. And Saleng, I think, has proven with the PS player of the season. For me, they were missing their key players throughout the season.
Yeah, and that was a key factor that I think he became a Pirates player for me when he went to AFCON and he came back. That's where he got a rude awakening to say, I'm a Nigerian international. However, there are bigger Nigerian players that are playing all over the world. And I need to live up to expectation. I must take this role and become a Nigerian. You know how Nigerians are. They're very robust. They're very in your face. And that's the stance he took. And that helped Orlando Pirates holistically. He became a Pirates player after that stint at the AFCON. So for me, key player to lose. Saleng also one of the key players. I think he would have helped Otto because Otto is also for me one of those players that he doesn't get his praises, but he goes on about his business.
Yeah. Unsung hero. Definitely. With that said, we're still going to discuss a lot of key battles with regards to, the battles that we're going to see on Derby Day. Who is taking on who and who might be able to win the battle. The Derby is a big spectacle. It's also about the battles. Nadim, there's players that are born during the Derby. There's a player that can be so quiet during the course of the season. And all of a sudden, when it comes to the Derby, they introduce themselves to the fans and about their talent and what they are going to do. Let's look at the battles. Where do we start? I don't think we can even go to the goalkeeping department because there isn't a battle there.
Yeah.
Sipo Chain, solid, has been solid.
No.
Bruce, this season
wait.
has been given a chance.
Wait, Lerato. Okay. When you say there's no battle at the goalkeeping end, Sipo Chain has just been fortunate. He had the right defenders in front of him. Let's start with Makaula. He's been there solid. The defenders hasn't been tested. Pyramids tested them now.
Okay.
That's why Sipo Chain is Sipo Chain of today. Pound for pound, I think they're very much the same.
Are we talking about somebody that has been selected for the national team? Somebody that got to the semi-finals of continental football?
Of course, we're talking about the guy that have won 5 trophies.
Exactly.
As a starter.
Exactly.
This guy has never even played in the final, Bavuma. So you can't...
He's got a final coming up.
No, but I'm saying he's never won it. The fact is he's never won. The fact that he's playing ahead of Brendan Peterson and Fia Krentuare is because maybe he was given a chance, but Chiefs are not even winning with him. They've lost the last matches. Again, he's going to play. Then you wonder why Brendan Peterson was given 3-4 games. Immediately, the team started losing. He was dropped entirely. For me, it doesn't even make sense. I honestly believe the best goalkeeper at Kaizer Chiefs is not even Bavuma. It's Brendan Peterson. I've seen him when Chiefs beat Pirates 5 times in a row. Who was in goal? Atazwana when he was beating Pirates left, right, and center, home and away. It was Brendan Peterson. There was a time when he was the captain. The decisions that are happening at Naturena, sometimes they're surprising. Look, with the goalkeepers, obviously, Chain is a better goalkeeper, played more competitive matches and all those kind of things. And winning also most of those duels. This guy, when he plays few matches where Chiefs, they've not won a league match in the last 6 matches. So the last time...
So who's the better goalkeeper? You saying a better goalkeeper is the one that keeps clean sheets?
No, Chain is a better goalkeeper.
I differ.
No, for me, Chain is a better goalkeeper.
No, but maybe, Morgan, the conversation should be... maybe who has the best defense as a whole. Because now you're talking about the players that help make Chain great. And maybe you can say Bruce doesn't have the quality in front of him to make him great.
Look, not that he doesn't have the quality. Things are not in sync as per Pirates. Because if you look at the 3 years, how many players they signed, they didn't really sign Gang-Ho. They signed strategically and they knew that...
But they signed a lot of defenders to protect him. They've signed how many defenders, Chiefs? If you look at the defenders, decided Cross is a defender, Miguel is a defender.
Even Simang,
even Jabulo Blom to protect the defensive. Right. They've signed a lot of players. Who's this guy from Orlando Pirates?
Bongani
Sam. It's also a case that Chiefs player was signed to protect that defense. Just because they sign players wrong is not Chain's fault. If Chain can join Kaizer Chiefs tomorrow, he can be number 1 goalkeeper without a problem.
Why?
He's a better goalkeeper than...
He's got... Listen, and I don't...
Overall, even on penalties...
I don't understand how we go.
Even on penalties, he saved penalties. We've seen him saving even against Ronan Williams. When Pirates beat Sundowns at MTN, he saved 3 penalties.
Against who?
Against Sundowns. The Chain. He has done so much in big games. He has really performed. When Rulane lost that,
you know why?
When Rulane lost those 2 trophies, of which that's the reason why he's not Sundowns coach. 2 finals. Chain was the man of the match. He was tested, severely tested. You cannot say he has not been tested. He has been tested many times. Unless, of course, you feel like...
That wasn't an asset test. The asset test was on Pyramids. Was an asset test for them. Total asset test. And I'm saying, you cannot be a great goalkeeper by you saying, I have clean sheets. Clean sheets is not brought by you alone.
Okay.
No, I didn't mention...
No, I'm just saying. Clean sheets is not brought by you alone.
So you feel Bavuma is a better goalkeeper than Chain?
They're on the same level.
Okay.
Given the fact that he's played more games, Chain, at a higher level, obviously the confidence is going to go up. Give Bruce right now
the
opportunity.
Yeah, and
give him the opportunity now to do what Chain is doing. Yeah, I'll guarantee
he's gonna make the same mistakes he made against Malmö.
No, he won't.
Because he's been making mistakes.
Yeah, goalkeepers are bound to make mistakes.
Yeah, but he's making like schoolboy errors.
Exactly. Hasn't Chain done that? Let's look at the games that has been.
No, you'll struggle to get away, you make clear mistakes.
But you will get it.
You will struggle.
No. But you're looking at childish mistakes where you're saying schoolboy errors. I'm talking about communication. For me, that's a it's kiddies area.
Of course.
Communication, positioning. For me, it's the goalkeeper's mantra. You have to have those in check.
Yeah.
Forget the technique of diving, the technique of that you can get wrong. It's either the surface or the ball, something.
So you're
like
referring to the Pyramids goals, right?
I'm referring to a lot of things. I can go back into archives also and find.
So it stands, both goalkeepers conceded and lost before the derby.
Yes.
So they're coming into the derby, their last game, nobody has a clean sheet. They both made mistakes where they could have been able to save the team and get something out of those games.
Yeah.
We move now. I want us to focus on the midfield because I feel like the midfield battle is where everybody's going to be looking at. Does Yusuf Mat start? He's the captain, so do you think he's going to be able to keep things tight in the middle of the park?
It's embarrassing that guy is the Kaizer Chiefs captain. Yusuf Mat. I mean, the fact that Yusuf Mat is the Kaizer Chiefs captain is a starter. It reminds me of Maela. Even at Pirates have the same problem. A captain, when the game starts, he goes straight to the bench.
Right.
Rightfully so.
Yeah,
because he's not...
You're captain of the team.
Yes. But a captain...
You must remember.
A captain should be someone who is a guaranteed start.
No.
Worldwide, that's the trend.
No.
It is.
No, Nadim. I no, it's wrong. You can have a captain sitting on the bench. Captain's merely just representing us. In the eye of, obviously, FIFA says, this is your captain will speak to the rest.
Name one incident where a captain was sitting on the bench in a title winning team. Anywhere in the world, any team that you remember.
I've sat on the bench at Supersport.
Please. But
I've sat on the bench at Supersport.
We have won trophies before. Yeah. You've sat when in the second.
Cosmos, I sat on the bench. I was the captain.
You sat in the bench the first time when you were winning titles, or in the second time.
I sat on the bench. Whether I was being rested, whether I was not part of the team, I've been on the bench and I was the captain. Bongani's been the captain. He's been on the bench.
No, but he was mainly a starter. He has played more games. I'm talking about a guy like how many games has Maela played started for play this season?
But he's a team captain.
Yeah.
Even if you were sitting on the bench, you were playing more than 50% of those matches. You're not playing.
So you're telling me he hasn't played 50% of the matches?
Where?
In the past season?
Of course. This is no. I mean, he's not even started like a lot of matches.
But a captain is not necessarily one that can play the game. But as a captain, he's a leader. He's the most organized. He gets the team together.
And that you see on Yusuf Martin.
Motivation as well.
On Maela. No.
Yes, Yusuf
no,
Martin,
it's not there. No, it's not. No.
I can tell you. Previous instance with Yusuf Mart, very disciplined. Humble human being.
It's Kukune.
Yes.
That's the thing. Kukune is not. It's different from Kaizer Chiefs. The pressure that you get. He has not been. Most Kaizer Chiefs fans will disagree with you. They don't feel what has been the most outstanding captain of Kaizer Chiefs.
I can tell you from what I know, when I was with him at Skukun, the most disciplined, the most humblest. He takes that and he brings it to an institution where you have to have an ego. You have to have your mantra correct to go to that and boss yourself around. He just is not that human being where he's like, I'm doing me and this is what people need to get used to it. He's still that player that wants to do right by people. Chiefs, you need to go, Chiefs, Pirates, you need to go in there and say, this is me. I come with this.
But the problem is one thing, Morgan. You speak so well, the results are proving otherwise. He's not doing all those. He's not leading the team to anything.
But remember,
the results. The problem is the results, Morgan.
The results merely will come. If you as a human being do right, and you're a good person, we'll see the greatness, whether results come or not.
And
There's
it's
a
a team
reason-
effort as well.
There's a reason why Chiefs are 16 points behind Pirates.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
while Pirates have
Ayidala
a lot,
ifuna leyo.
16 points.
Hey, he's been waiting.
And Pirates have a lot of games in hand, like 4 games in hand. Actually, 5.
That's not points in hand.
No, but
Well, yeah,
okay,
Mazupitsu.
Yeah.
with the same number.
Yeah, Mazupitsu.
Okay, but they've got, as we stand, it's
Yeah.
a fact. 16 points behind
I've
Kaizer
seen
Chiefs.
this
No, but
movie
also,
before.
no, Nadim.
I've
I
seen
mean,
this movie before.
You can't,
Points in hand.
it's like chalk and cheese. What is it? Orlando Pirates and Kaizer Chiefs. Even with the team, national
No,
team
Morgan is
selection.
trying to convince us
wait,
that-
but I'm trying to tell you, even with the national team selection,
Yeah.
you can tell who is the better performing team based on the players that are selected to
No,
go and
Yusuf
represent
put
South
that. He
Africa.
said in the
Okay,
Bafana
Shab,
Bafana,
so
doesn't
we
even
move.
want to see any Chiefs player in the Bafana Bafana squad.
So,
You go, Bruce.
So, okay.
He doesn't even see one Chiefs player passing in the game.
But he is honest and he's being real. He wants them to face their
Yes,
struggles.
yeah.
That's a coach that shows you that he understands and knows the game. You can't stress a player telling him that you need to qualify for AFCON and then you expect him to go back and he needs to qualify
Surely,
and
if
play
you
well at his
captain
team.
Kaizer Chiefs, you need to be good enough to play Bafana start.
No, you see,
Okay.
that's not
No,
the
you have
right
to be,
way.
you have to be.
No, we
Okay,
can't.
so we need to move. In that midfield battle, let's talk about it. Who do you think will cancel who?
On virtue of what the league standings is,
Yeah.
I think Yusuf Mart needs to come out, including if Tyler's available.
Yeah.
He needs to come out and boss that midfield. I think the trio for me would do well this in this game. Ox, Tyler,
Ooh, Ox.
and Mart.
Interesting. Ox, yeah. Bit touch and go.
Bazothathana lapha emidfield.
When you mention them, I see weakness.
Yes, you see weakness, but
Yeah, but when I look at Makaula, Talent and Bata, I just see serious weakness.
No. Talent also too. Listen, Talent is a good player. However, I've
Yeah.
noticed something about him. When the game demands him to lift up, he doesn't really do it. He still goes at a plateau. Very good player. Take nothing away from him. He still keeps it as a plateau. And that's a game where
But we can agree that Pirates midfield is better than the Chiefs one.
most definitely they are better.
They are
Because-
tightly winnings.
No, you see now.
No,
we are
tried and tested. Tried and
Yeah,
tested.
yeah,
Yabona manje.
Yeah. So then we go.
Yeah.
Who do you see as the headlining act? Because derbies are all about the goals. Do you see Lilepo? Do you see a Morris for Chiefs? Or do you see Mabasa or Makopa? There's also Relay in there. There's Mtutuzi Shabalala. Let's talk about who then gets the goals for both of these teams. Who do you think will fire? Especially because they couldn't fire in the previous games in the league.
Chiefs, I don't think there's anyone who's gonna get any goal, so they won't even score a goal. For Pirates, the guys that I really admire a lot.
And also because
Yes,
Wandile Tuba's not
admire.
there.
Akati
Would you have given them a chance with
bazoyenza.
Wandile Tuba?
Wandile Dube is really promised. He has done. He is really. I mean, I saw in a big pressure against Sundowns scoring that goal. You see another character which you love from Kaizer Chiefs players, and it's also the same energy you've been seeing on Mdu Shabalala, Mfundo Vulagazi. Promising talent, but I can't really say those are the players who can bring back the glory days of Kaizer Chiefs. Mdu Shabala, Wandile Duba, yes, is promising, but those are not players who are going to restore the glory days of Morgan Gold when Chiefs were winning titles. Not talking about winning titles, actually winning it. With Pirates, Relon Fokeng will be the football of the season. For me, yes, he's definitely unless there's some shiga nyana.
Okay.
He has to be the football of the season. Relon Fokeng.
Okay.
Even in the CAF Champions League. He's in the candidate to be the CAF football of the year. It's been one of the
Young
most
footballer.
No, overall. In the competition, it's been even he was in the
Nadim.
11. He was in the starting up 11.
Nadim is cooking something here.
No,
You're not saying young, you're saying overall.
Best.
no, even in the best, he was in the lineup.
Okay.
No,
Yeah.
we get making the pace because they need to pick the 11 players from the different teams that
Yes,
were
but
performing week in, week out.
but the fact is, I thought Ribeiro was really competing, but I'm yet to see him.
13 goals is competing.
No,
13 goals.
but he's a festival player. Only once where you see him scoring a winning goal. But
he's a true Brazilian. Festival.
When it's nice, there are people who, in a party. When you attend the party, you'll think they're dead. But when he's alone, you can't see him lifting people.
Izolo logo, Mufokeng, he had the opportunity to lift them up.
And he scored a goal away in Pyramids.
No.
Something that even Zamalek are not doing.
We slept one night just yesterday.
Yeah.
He had the opportunity to go to art.
And where was the eye? The eye, he remembered how he dealt with Sundowns at FNP. He was already thinking about dealing with Kaizer Chiefs. Remember that boy's parents, they want him to go overseas. They want him to leave this season.
Yeah.
So the only way to send a clear message is to destroy the big teams. Yes.
Save yourself for the final.
Of course. Even Eric Tinkler, he saw that he was not playing the best Pirates team. Because they were thinking, I was talking to Lakile Kwati 2 days ago, the timing of Pirates playing, Chiefs resting the whole week, he was saying, okay, it's fine. But already with the players' mind, they want to play in the derby because that's where they will get more attention.
But if you're playing for Pirates, where else do you want to be signed?
No, overseas. The parents...
Let's be honest. Do Pirates really release their players to go overseas?
Yeah,
Chiefs, Pirates, Sundowns.
No. But
has been honest.
Kevin Rasmus was sold overseas.
He forced his way. Let's not talk about it. He
forced
forced his way.
No. I remember. Okay, let's not go there. But I remember how he left. He didn't force it. There was a Soweto Derby playing over the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Driving from Midrand, Vodaworld to Northgate. It's announced that it's being signed in France. Eric Tinkler was not even aware. You know that?
Isn't that forced?
No, but
the coach that
they sold him. No, not he was not. Even Charlie, when he went to Belgium, he didn't force the move. He wanted to still stay at Pirates. Okay. So they can let you go if there's a good offer for you. Because Charlie wanted to stay. He didn't want to go to Belgium. But he left.
This is a topic for another day. Good offer. What is a good offer? In South African terms.
Exactly.
Because I can tell you a story about myself.
The good offer can be good for the team.
Or for the individual.
Not for the individual. Yeah.
That's the problem in South Africa. That's why we don't get players sold overseas. The teams hold on to say, I sold him for 5 rand. Whereas the teams overseas say, we'll take him at 150. He needs to work his way up to 5 rand. Then you can get a share. And then you can get a sell-on fee. But
But to answer Lerato's, the guy who has done well in derbies before previous scoring is Evidence Mahopa, and he's expected to start. He has to start. I mean, when Pirates plays, they create more chances. He's the most attacking. Is more important in the Pirates setup than Mabasa, because with Mabasa, he's also dangerous against small teams that cannot defend properly. But when it's come to big
small team,
like
Nadim small team.
No, but I'm not saying Chiefs is small team.
I'm saying just correcting.
I'm saying statement. Mabasa has been excelling against your Baroka, Amarumo Kalans when they had Tenten Malesela. Because Tenten Malesela, when he was coaching, I mean, he's gonna give you opportunities. He's the kind of a guy. That's why he's coaching the NFT, because it shows that he can, maybe is not a PSL level, maybe it's good enough for NFT. But for me, Mahopa is so important to Pirates because he's not a selfish player. He makes the other one score goals. Another
one, I feel that after the AFCON, he became something else. I call him Sister Bettina, because he brought the country together at some point. I think also a player that they don't also give him his flowers, but he's very influential. He knows how to remove attention away from a lot of people. Like relay, sometimes the attention is too much. He knows how to take that and say, okay, let me look like the person that's influential, but you can still do the business. Yeah. So I think he's going to be influential in this game. If he plays, he might just give them a problem. Sister Petin, Everence Mahop.
Yeah, no, it's going to start.
Okay. All right.
He has to start.
Nadim,
might give him a problem.
Score prediction. The Derby, massive 3 points on the board. Teams need the 3 points for the different reasons.
Yeah, this one, it looks like Orlando Pirates 1-0. I mean...
All right. Morgan?
Oh, this game, it looks like an Orlando Pirates. Just like in the first leg. It has to be 1-0. Even though it might not be nice, but it's going to that direction. Because Chiefs, they've not won a match in the last 6 league matches.
Yeah.
And already, what is in the mind in Nechurena? Nechurena, they're dreaming and praying for the Nedbank Cup. No. That's why they're thinking of Depen. Even if they've got Abatandazi, they're already setting up Moses Mapita.
No, that's wrong. That's wrong. We can't say that because this is a final before the final.
Yeah.
So I think the guys are going to go in mindful, knowing that Pirates is on a high. They need to be respected. Everything that they touch...
Are they even on a high? That's
yes, they are.
Thing. You've just been knocked out of the CAF Champions League.
Are they on a high?
It looks like they are on a high.
They're on a high, but that high is Opel.
Oh.
Yeah, is Opel kabuhlungu. But...
Okay.
it's going to be taken down, toned down. I foresee this game being a draw.
A draw with goals
I
or
know
without
why.
goals?
There's going to be goals.
Okay.
I just like the derby off late because it's not really a stalemate anymore like before.
Like when you used to play with Matomok and God
you knew that you're not
when you
gonna
guys
score.
used to start with 7 defenders because you were really scared of Pirates.
You have
You
to
were really
listen,
scared.
You have to respect Pirates. No matter what players they signed, we knew that Pirates is a team, whether they're 15th or 1st,
Yeah.
they'll give you a run for your money when it's the derby.
Yeah.
Maris, it was changing Lemanje, so now it's the other way around. Pirates on the high. Chiefs will definitely pull upset. I think it's going to be a
Full upset with a draw.
good draw. I know why I'm saying good draw. So if Agashela next time must...
Hey, Mara, I see a lot of fear. You're saying they will pull an upset with a draw.
Nadim,
Yeah.
prediction ya masihlale kuyo le, draw.
Well, that was our preview on the Switch On Network. And of course, we are just giving you some insight with regards to the Soweto Derby, what you can expect, but also what you can do from now on going forward. Click like, click share. Don't forget to comment as soon as this video goes up. Welcome to the Switch On Network. Thank you so much for joining us. Just a reminder, please click like, share and comment. We want to hear your thoughts, especially because now we are switching focus to the UEFA Champions League. It was the first leg of the semi-finals and it started in North London. Arsenal at home, the Emirates Stadium. People thought, they're going to cook rice. PSG must be scared. If Real Madrid was seeing flames, PSG is going to see even more flames. What's the result expected for you, Morgan?
Yeah, most definitely. I think they've been cooking. They've been cooking for years, and they always make sure that they sign top players and top players that come from top teams that haven't really been performing. But now it's a point where it's really paying off for them.
In the group stages, Arsenal beat PSG 2-0.
Yeah.
And I saw in the last match, in the quarterfinals, Aston Villa beating PSG 3-2. Yes, PSG has been my team this season. It's been impressive. I like watching them playing. I mean, Ousmane Dembele, but I thought Arsenal, at least they can do at home is a draw. They will not lose. But the way they lost, where they couldn't even score a single goal, after scoring 3 goals against Madrid, beating Real Madrid 5-1, the greatest sports team in history. You do that against Madrid, but now in the next stage, you can't even score a goal against PSG. I honestly, it was a surprise for me, but again, it goes down to the PSG have been in this kind of state Champions League for many years. It's a team that is not short-term success. They've been building, losing in the final, losing in the semi-finals. Arsenal, all of these players, is the first time ever in their life they're in the Champions League semi-final. I think it does come to that stage. Now that's where you see Ousmane Dembele is like, it's our stage. We are used to be there. Even the goalkeeper Donnarumma with the PSG starter, that even the captain, you can see this is their stage. They know how to play this kind of matches. But with Arsenal, we saw that no, they don't know. You score in the first 5 minutes, they don't know how to come back. 85 minutes at home, but you still can't come back.
But there was a VAR call. There's been a lot happening.
There will always be a lot, but at home, at least if you want to go through the next stage, get something at home. They didn't get anything.
Yeah.
That's why I feel honestly they're out.
So you're saying they're not going to go to Paris and get a result and score 2 goals?
No, remember the away goals rule is gone there.
Yeah,
It
but at
doesn't
least,
work.
but you need at least just because for me it's like confidence. You went to Madrid, people were not giving you a chance.
They can get 2 goals. Even Man City get 2 goals at PSG, but PSG scored 4. That's the problem. They can go there and score 2 goals. But what is the home team gonna do if you score 2?
It just goes to show that they know they are so good that Jan Cruyff, he used to say that yes, they'll score, but we'll score more and we'll win. So I think that's the same era of or chain of thought where yes, you'll score against us, but we'll just score more and we'll show you that we dominate, especially at home.
Okay, so PSG will be in the final.
Because of Luis Enrique has been in the final, won the Champions League with Barcelona. He's used to this kind of things. He's already won the league in France. So PSG, I even think they will win the Champions League, not only being in the final.
Okay, we move on to another game. Barcelona, Inter Milan. You looked at this and you thought, okay, enterprising attacking play from Barcelona, expecting them to score goals. But I was quite shocked to see Inter Milan conceding as well 3 goals. Let's talk about that. It was a 6-goal thriller. Yeah, a lot to play for in the second leg.
a lot to play for. Barcelona's conceded 3 goals at home. They're going to San Siro, where it's going to be more tougher than it was at home.
Yeah.
So for me, it looks like Inter Milan, and it's a match at a stage between Inter Milan to go through, because Barcelona, as much as they are doing well, but if you look, the games are coming thick and fast for Barcelona. In La Liga, every 3 games they are playing, they've got players who are really young, some like Yamal, and some of them Pedri, Gavi. Their squad is predominantly young. Conceding 3 goals at home, it's a sign that maybe a final you might not see, because now they need to go to Italy and win.
They need to open up, actually,
Yes.
because I think if you look at it, Simeone Inzaghi, he must be kicking himself, knowing very well that it's rare that an Italian team concedes that like 3 goals
At this stage,
at that stage, and you want to win it. So he's obviously going to do his homework with his technical team, and they take it to heart when the defenders and goalkeeper leaks goals like that. But unfortunately, leaking goals against a team that's, when they go forward, they really go forward, and how they scored their goals, whew, it was a marvel to watch. I think I watched the goals the first time it happened, and I went back. I was like, okay, maybe I can find mistakes, but those kids are so clinical. They're so good. They know. They're precise when it comes to Barcelona's attack. They know what they're doing. It's as if they're training.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the coach, also the Barcelona is one of the wisest coach, won the Champions League with Bayern Munich. But Simon Inzaghi lost to Man City in the final. I think he might take Inter again to the final, because with Barcelona, Lewandowski not being there, sometimes you need those kind of experienced players at this stage. The excitement led Barcelona to concede 4 goals. I mean, the other one was disallowed, but Inter Milan scored 4 goals. For me, I feel like Inter have a chance to really take out Barcelona.
All right. So your final, PSG up against Inter Milan.
I think it's looking like that, because the home teams are usually stronger. So if Barcelona go there in Italy and win, they will be doing something they've not done in years. It's so difficult to just go and beat a team in Italy. I mean, so it's going to be tough.
Barcelona, PSG.
Okay.
Barcelona, PSG.
Yeah.
So it will be interesting to see Luis Enrique facing his former team in the final.
Yeah, I think it also, when it comes to football, the football that's been played in France and the football that's been played in Spain, with the quality players that the PSG has acquired over the years, if you look at the captain's been there, there's so many players that have been in and around the good spaces, and it's gonna be a good thing for Ousmane Dembele. It's gonna be a good thing, and just saying to them, you know what, you let go of something very, very precious, and this is how I'm gonna show you.
I think the Barcelona team, I've watched them in Spain, they are very good with the offside trap.
High line, yes.
They mastered it very well, but they are playing one of the most intelligent team with the depth of squad with Inter Milan. Inter Milan is a well-built team. It's a team that you can say is built for this tournament, because each and every player is a replacement. I think it's got the most balanced squad in the tournament. It's not a team that is trying to win a major tournament with a starting lineup. So for Barcelona to reach the final, for me, it's like they will need to dig deep.
All right. So we've heard about the predictions for the Champions League with the second legs to come. And of course, now it's all about the home teams to try and just put a spanner in the works. For PSG, the job is already done. But for Inter Milan, they need to go out there and show that they do have the character to win and go to the final. Well, that's it from us. See you next time.